Okay, this is the SF GIRO Women's Cat 345. This was on Labor Day, so like 2 days ago. I'm starting on the last lap, so if you don't want spoilers, please skip ahead by about a minute. I just wanted to kind of highlight how it ended, so that if there's undertones, this kind of explains my mood as I'm creating this film. So as you can tell, there's a lot of sprinkles here in the front. We had about 12 out of the 28 of the full field, and had spent the entire race kind of throwing attacks, wearing out other riders, and I'd say that worked really well. And here we are coming into the last lap. You can see in the top left corner at the map, like we have 2 turns left until the end. So my goal here is really just to get people into position. I'm third wheel, and then right behind me is kind of like an army of sprinkles, and I'm planning this like lead out. But coming into this final turn, everything kind of got ruined. So I'm gonna replay this, so no need to pause. But you're gonna see her clip her pedal right there into the asphalt, and then her wheel kind of pops out. I think it explodes or something, but I don't have enough time to kind of get around her, and I end up crashing pretty hard. And then I get into like a fetal position to make sure nobody hits me, and that was the end. Game over. Okay, now that we know how it ends, we're gonna jump back to the beginning. And even though obviously this is the worst way to end a race, it was a really awesome day out there, and I'm really proud of how our team raced. All right, this is the San Francisco Giro, crit in Northern California, in San Francisco, and it was this past Labor Day, so 2 days ago. And here I'm racing for Super Sprinkles. We're definitely the dominant team in this race here. There's, I think, 11 or 12 of us out of a field of, I want to say, 20 something, like 25 or so. So large field for women's, 3, 4, 5, and it was awesome. Like there was a lot of expectation, a lot of attacks, very dynamic race, and I'm gonna kind of walk through some of the dynamics here as we get started. Normally, I mean, I can't say normally. This is my second ever recording, but I was intending to cut out all the boring bits, but as I was doing the editing, I realized there was attacking pretty much throughout. So please forgive the 3x speed up, but I figured this was the best way to kind of showcase all the different things that happened and how dynamic this race really was. We are about a lap in, right? This is lap 2, and Renzi here in the front is pulling pretty heavily, setting a really fast tempo right from the start. She kind of went out of the gun really hard, and continues to go as hard. Like, she does not die. She's a beast. And we're just gonna sit on her wheel here a little bit, take the corners, really get familiar. You can look at the top left corner for, a view of the race course. It's this like L shape, which means a lot of turning. And in this corner right here, obviously, slow down, play that again, or wait for the next lap. There's tracks that we're crossing, and then this section here is a slight incline. A lot of people like to, claim that it's this huge hill where people get dropped. It is, a bit of a kicker, but as you can tell from the video, it's like, I don't know, probably 3%. It's not a big hill. So after a few laps of Sprinkle setting a fast pace, we decide to peel back a little bit, and we'll see here on the right side, Alto Velo comes, takes a strong pull, Sophia hops right on her wheel, and we kind of keep going at a fast pace. Given there were so many of us, we kind of started to have a lot of fun, and we're launching a lot of attacks. And obviously, the strategy here is to wear people out. So here I am holding a just decent pace, and then on the left, Liz from our team attacked, and we have a good group of us kind of chasing that down, and keeping the tempo high. Okay, and then right as Liz starts to slow down, I decided, okay, I'm gonna make a break for it, really hammer down this path. And I don't know if you caught that runner, but he was definitely not supposed to be crossing right in front of a bike race. But anyway, so try to go for it, realized pretty quickly that there is no way to kind of gap on that attack. So peeled it back, took the corners fast, but decided to not really exhaust myself here and instead just kind of do a pretty moderate pull. And right as I decided to kind of pull it back, we see Liz again. Boom, what a badass, coming around the side and attacking. Takes a really strong pull, and this kind of launches this series of attacks where we kind of go over and over again, making people chase us. So here you can see how the attack from Kat made the other team chase. And then again, when things slow down, we see Jillian attacking here, and that woman chasing her. I think in hindsight, we could have done a way better job at coordinating these attacks. I think there were definitely moments where we were kind of inadvertently chasing our own team, but I think overall this worked really well. Then right around this turn again, there's a good amount of us at the front, and another Jillian, we have two on our team, attacks on the left. Really strong attack, and again, kind of makes the other teams chase her down, and let me settle back in. But we continue to kind of just throw these attacks. The whole team was running really well. Super proud of just the awareness on the field, ability to hop on wheels and just attack in opportune places. And then again, we get to this little bump. I don't know why I hadn't learned my lesson at this point, but again, I attempted to make a break right at that corner. Not a good plan, right? You kind of go right into the headwind. Really hard to make a break for it, but for whatever reason I kept trying, so that was my own mistake. Thankfully it didn't wear on my legs. We were all good, but I decided to chill a little bit, draft, and recover. So after drafting for a little bit, again we launched a series of attacks there. Jillian goes again, making Revolution and Ultraviolet Chase, and it's a really solid attack. I then counterattack, then when she slows down, unfortunately got stuck here behind the moto, which frustrated me, but obviously was fine. Had plenty of the race left. And Jillian attacks again, so it was really this attack, which I think did decently well, right? We were in control of the race the whole time. We were setting a fast pace, and others were chasing us throughout the race. Another attack I want to highlight comes up right here on the left side by Liz. So good, so bursty. Again, cause of the team to chase. Hopefully you're seeing a pattern here. It worked really well. And then we get to this hill again. Again, it's not really a hill, but I attempted, attempt number 3, third time's the charm, as they say, to launch an attack on this hill. I don't know what I was thinking. I should have really learned my lesson, but again, nothing really held, and I retreated again right after the straightaway. What did work though is that Jillian was right on my tail there. She attacked, made them chase, but obviously that didn't hold, right? As you can see, we're not causing a break here or anything. another attack that I thought worked really well. So here you're going to see Rachel on the right side kind of attacking, and they just let her go and then start chasing her down. So this was the longest attack we had. It lasts for pretty much a full lap, and this was really great. It was the longest they were exposed to the wind. So that was really, really effective by Rachel. So eventually we do catch Rachel. Hannah in the Tarun jersey rode really well, just solid. And we caught him. And then I took a big pull. And then Alto Velo decides to pretty much pull for the next, what, 2 laps? I was a little surprised by this. We were getting really close to the end. They put the lap counter up, and Alto Velo is just hammering. So thank you, but also I was confused. I think they were protecting one of their riders, but it was an interesting strategy because we would have definitely done the work here. Okay, so here we are going into the final lap. Jillian is out in the front. I'm right on her wheel, and here we can see on the left with the shadows, kind of another set of riders coming up, and it's all sprinkles, right? Like we have control of the front of the peloton. We're all together, perfectly lined up. We have our protected rider, and we're ready to go. I don't think it could have been better positioned. Obviously, we had 2 riders here sneak up, but it was great. Sophia on my right was gonna hop on my wheel, and I'm just gonna slide up and draft and be perfectly positioned to go into the final turn. The challenge was that, as the race nears the ending, it gets a little more spicy and intense. And as we're going into that final turn, you're going to see the most tragic part of this race, which I've been playing over and over and over again on replay. And I'm going to replay it for you too. But boom, she goes down. And I try to avoid it. Her wheel turns slightly too deep towards me into the left. I can't avoid it no matter what I try. And I go down. And just had to play that in slow-mo for you. I end up on the ground, terrified that someone's gonna run into me, so I kind of go into a fetal position, and that was all. There you can see another rider going down on the ground. Definitely a huge bummer to the end of a race. Please ride safely. If you end up going back in the video and replaying that, like what ended up happening was that she clipped her pedal on that turn, and then her wheel bounced and skidded and kind of exploded, I think, or something. But it didn't really matter. Hopefully the lesson was learned to take that turn a little more gently. You can see me kind of sitting on the wall, quite pissed. But yeah, thanks to all the volunteers who kind of helped pick up the pieces. Whoever lifted my bike, thank you. Very much appreciated. And then to my team who went and seek medical aid. The final thing I'll end on is that everyone is okay. No concussions, no broken bones. Obviously, skin lost and ego slightly destroyed, but everyone was able to walk again, and I even ended up biking and racing the later race in the day as well. So, could have gone way worse, and hopefully people learned about bike handling and how to be safe. Cheers.